A poor appetite can be caused by different factors. Sometimes one can be ill, somebody can have, it can originate from the mental, or just somebody just being tired or not knowing what to eat. Uh, the problem is if your lack of appetite lasts for a couple of days, then this could lead to you losing weight and sometimes go further and cause malnutrition. So, not having an appetite can be frustrating, especially for those people who are underweight, are trying to gain weight, or are trying to, say, bodybuild, but they don't have an appetite. So, what can you do? So, today I would like to share some tips that I think they could help you um, to have an appetite and eat better and maybe get to your desired weight. So, to begin with, I always like to talk about one should always understand what do they have available with them, what are they able to afford, because just giving general information that you have to do one, two, three couldn't be suffice or sufficient to everyone. um, so it's always good to know like what you like and what you have within your reach. So or what food is locally available within where you are, and also it's important to know what you really like in terms of food. Say you like a certain type of food, that means if that food is available, first you're going to eat without having to think much about it, even if your appetite is low, but because mentally you like that food, you're going to eat it even when you have a low appetite. So it's good to identify this food. Um, the other thing is it's always good to have a diversified diet. That's why when I began, I talked about, or I spoke about knowing what's available, what's around you. Is your place famous for fish? Is chicken readily available? Is meat readily available? What kind of starches are there? Like, do you have potatoes? Do you have, say, maize flour? Do you easily get wheat flour for chapatis and some other things? So, this knowing what's around you uh, and knowing how easily you can reach to these foods, it can help you choose and also diversify your diet. So, one good thing or one important thing is to always have a diversified diet, a diet that contains food with multiple nutrients. Say your diet needs to have vitamins, it has to have carbs or carbohydrate, it has to have proteins, it has to have vitamins, and drinking of plenty of water is also very, very important. So, what I would advise for somebody who has low appetite or lack of appetite, instead of in the African society or in most African homes, we usually have like three main meals of the day. You have something huge in the morning, you have something huge in the afternoon, and then you have something huge at night or shortly before you go to bed. So instead of having a huge meal three times in a day, I would suggest that you break down your meals to at least have meals 5 or 6 times in a day. By breaking it down, I mean that you have small but frequent meals with nutrients. And in the middle, it's always good to have a snack so that your body or your stomach is not empty for a very long time, because um, even when your stomach stays empty for a while, you might sometimes feel nauseated or maybe start having stomach aches, or your stomach is filled with gas, which makes your appetite even low. So, what I would advise is to have a small breakfast um, full of nutrients, but also before the lunch hour, you can always have a snack in the middle. It can be fruits, it can be granuts, it can be a couple of tea, it can be anything that is within your reach. But one other thing that we have uh, to think about, sometimes some people eat too much snacks in the middle and then they tend to miss uh, their next small meal, which which is not that very helpful, because then this person will have to stay longer with only that snack until they get to the night. So if you're employed or you're working, it's always good to say you have a break time or your lunch hour is, say, in the afternoon. It's good if you can carry something from home, say a fruit, that it can just take you a minute or two. Like if you have a very short break, you can just eat that, just to make sure that you have something going, so that you always have something to eat, and in small quantities but frequent. So important is also try and drink a lot of water to clear out your system, to to help in the digestion, to help in eliminating food. So drink a lot of water, have a diversified diet, have frequent small meals. So for now, I would like to wind up here, but I can say that not having an appetite is a common thing, but if you try these um, home remedy measures that I have suggested, I think if your problem is still persisting, then it's always important to visit the hospital so that you can have a proper checkup and see what is really happening, if there's something any further that can be treated medically. Thank you. A poor appetite can be caused by different factors. Sometimes one can be ill, somebody can have, it can originate from the mental, or just somebody just being tired or not knowing what to eat. Uh, the problem is if